Alright, today I'm going to show you guys a really powerful tool that you can use when you're editing your photos to hyper organize your absolute favorite shots that are going to go in your overall portfolio. Now I know for years I struggled with always looking back through weddings and looking over different images to try to find favorite shots if I wanted to submit them to a blog or update the website or create a teaching post or anything that you may want to use your favorite photos for. And the worst thing is when you have to go back through each individual wedding and try to find your favorite shots, or try to find a high-res version of it, or try to find fill in the blank. So what I'm going to show you guys today is a quick way to keyword your favorite images and then put them into one massive portfolio that's easily searchable, that's going to allow you to find the images you want really quickly and easily. So I'm inside Lightroom 5 right now, inside the library module, and I just pulled a few favorite shots from this wedding that we photographed back in 2013. And as you're editing your photos, you tend to highlight, and I have done that here, my favorite shots maybe for the blog or maybe ones that you want to put in your portfolio or whatever the case may be. So here I just have about 23 images from this wedding that I really like a lot, and I'm using these as a demonstration for you guys to show you how to keyword these particular shots. So as you can see on the top here, I've got 4 images of the bride and groom outside in a field together, and I really like these images a lot, but I also want to be able to find these images really easily later on if I search for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these different series. I've got these outdoor ones, I've got some ceremony shots with some cool emotional and funny shots. I've got some more field shots here from later in the shoot. I've got some reception shots that are shot outdoors, and then I've got some exit images with sparklers that were shot outdoors. So here's what I can do. I'm going to start over here on the right panel side, and you notice there's an area right here that's called keywording. And what I can do in keywording is I can simply type in keys to find these images later that will be attached by metadata to these photos. So what's really important is if you're starting to build a keyword tag list is to make sure you have a key to this list somewhere. So I've built in just a Word document all of the best keywords so that I know when I'm searching I can find particular keywords that I'm looking for. So here's a few examples. Let's start with doing bride and groom, and we'll do bride and groom field shots. So all of my bride and groom field shots, when I press enter, I've now created a tag or a keyword that I can add to all of these photos. So how I'm going to add that is if I scroll down just a little bit, you notice right here, here's the keyword list that I've created. So if I click on a particular image like this one right here, which is a bride and groom outdoor in a field, I can simply click check. And now I have the bride and groom in a field. And I can also take any other keywords that I've made that I built up here. And all I have to do to make more is just put a comma next to it. And then I can pick another one. I could do bride and groom ceremony. Or better yet, I can make it a little more specific by doing outdoor ceremony. Click enter, and now that's going to drop down into my keyword list, as you can see right here. Now this isn't an outdoor ceremony, so I'm just going to uncheck that one, but it's a bride and groom shot, and it's a field shot. So now I can select all of these images that are similar, that all have the same keywords, and I can click sync metadata. So when I do that, it'll bring up the metadata list, and I can scroll all the way to the bottom, and right here it'll say keywords, and I'm just going to make sure that that's checked. And then when I click synchronize, it's going to put bride and groom field as a keyword for all of those 4 images. And now you can see there's this little pencil next to it, and what that means is this photo has keywords. So this is going to be powerful later on when I show you how you can easily search these. So let's go through a few more. I've already built a few keywords, so we don't have to keep doing that. Let's click on these ceremony ones. So these are bride and groom shots, and they're bride and groom outdoor ceremony, which is a keyword that I have right here. So I'm going to add that to these shots. I'm going to scroll down, select all of the images that are bride and groom outdoor ceremony, and I'm going to again sync the metadata. Boom. And now here's some more images that are outdoor field shots. I don't have to actually click all the keywords again. I can actually scroll up to one of these photos that already has those keywords added to it. Then scroll down and just select these particular shots and again sync the metadata. And now those are going to have those same keywords. As you can see, the little pencil popped up, and if I click on that shot, it'll show me this is the keyword tags that are on that particular photo. So if I click on this one, it'll show you, oh, there's no keywords on that one because I haven't added them yet. But this one has bride and groom field. So now I'm going to click on this one. This is a bride and groom outdoor first dance. So I'm going to do bride and groom, and then I have bride and groom first dance. If you wanted to be even more specific, you could put outdoor first dance or outdoor ceremony, whatever you want. So those 3 images that I really like, I'm going to synchronize those ones with the metadata. And then the last one I have here is bride and groom, and then it's a bride and groom exit shot. So anytime I want to find my bride and groom exit shots, these particular images will pop up. So I'm going to highlight all of those, sync the metadata. And now for an entire wedding, you may do this for 20 or 30 of your favorite shots that you want to find later. You don't need to do it for all of your images, just the ones that you want to put in your portfolio to be used for other purposes. So now all these photos are sort of my final shots, say, from this wedding as a demo example of the ones that I want to be able to find later on. So I'm going to hit Control-Shift-E on a PC, which brings up the export dialog box. And now I'm just going to export all of these images into one massive folder. And I recommend doing this. Put them all into one large portfolio folder. And it doesn't matter if they're organized when you look at it. All that matters is, can you find the images that you're looking for? So I'm going to choose the folder. And I have this folder set up on my computer under my editing drive under Images and Uploads, and then in here is a folder called Portfolio right here. So I'm going to put all the images into that folder. Now what I recommend doing is export all of them at high res. For this demonstration, I'm going to reduce the size down just a little bit so it goes a little quicker. But do them in full size, because you can do 2 things. We can search for these later on our computer, or we can put all of these into a Lightroom folder and then search by metadata once we do that. So I'm going to show you how to do both of those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export all of these images into that folder, but make sure you select them all first. So I'm going to select them all and then export them all into that particular folder. All right, now that all the images are exported, we're going to take a look at the folder, the portfolio folder that I created just sitting on my desktop, and see the 23 images that I exported. So if we click over here, we can see there it is. Portfolio test, this is the test one that I just did, and here's the 23 images. If you click on any one of these particular shots, you'll notice down here it says tags. And my computer itself, not Lightroom, is recognizing that this has a tag called bride and groom field. If I click on this exit shot right here, it says bride and groom exit shots. So here's something really cool that I can do. Say this is filled with 500 images and they're not hyper organized, but I want to find all of my favorite exit shots that I've ever done. All I have to do is go down to my Start menu or my Search menu, and this works on a Mac or PC, and I'm just going to type in some of those keywords. For this case, let's say I want to look at bride and groom field. And notice right here, all of these images just popped up that are bride and groom field shots. If I click on one of them, it's going to open up all of the bride and groom, and I'm just arrowing forward here, and look at that. Here's all the bride and groom field shots. Really, really cool, really powerful tool that I can search through, find the ones I want, and then use this image for a particular usage. Maybe it's for my blog or to submit it to Style Me Pretty or some online publication or a magazine, whatever it may be. There's your shots. Really, really cool and powerful to do. So here's another thing that we can do that's really interesting. If I close that out and I close down Lightroom, and I'm going to skip backing it up, and I just have my portfolio test open. What I also want to do is create a Lightroom folder inside of this folder and then import all of these full res images, because then I can go in and tweak a shot, or I can add something new to it, or I can export it at a certain size. So I'm going to open up Lightroom, create a new catalog, and I'm going to take that catalog, put it on the desktop inside that portfolio test folder. which is right there. So inside here, I'm going to create a Lightroom catalog just called Lightroom. I'm going to open it up. When I open it, of course, it'll be blank, and then I'm going to click Import. And now, anytime I put new images into that Lightroom portfolio, massive portfolio that I have sitting on my desktop, I can go in and open up that folder. And here I'm going to go under Users, Desktop, and then scroll down to Portfolio Test. This is the one that we're doing. There's my normal portfolio, which I'm not using right now. And then there you can see all the images pop up, and we can import them. So anytime I add new images to this folder right here, and there you can see there's my Lightroom folder. But anytime I add and export new images from a different shoot into here, I want to make sure to just import them into this by doing that same process. So I'm going to import all these images, and it's going to pull in all the same color codings and anything I did, the star ratings and all that stuff. So now that these images are inside Lightroom, I can also look through and organize them in here very quickly just by their metadata. So now that I'm inside Lightroom and all the images are imported into Lightroom, I can simply do this if I want to search for particular photos. So say you had just a mess of all kinds of different images in here from all kinds of different weddings, but you wanted to find all of your ceremony shots. Here's what you would do. You click on text, you're going to leave it on any searchable field, contains all, and then you're just going to type in the keyword. So I'm going to do bride and groom ceremony. You know, we did outdoor ceremony. Outdoor ceremony. And boom, look at that. Now it just pulls up and only shows me all of the outdoor ceremony shots that I have in Lightroom. In this folder of Lightroom, which is inside my portfolio. So say you needed this shot, and you needed them at a certain size for web. Now you could export those images to wherever you need them to go at that particular size. So that's a really powerful tool to search for all of your images inside your portfolio. Again, keyword your favorite shots, give them specific keywords. Make sure you have some sort of document that tells you what your keywords are so you know how to type them in correctly. Because look, if I go up here and I type the word AND instead of the symbol for and, nothing comes up, and you're like, man, where's my pictures? You have to make sure that the search criteria is specific. It's the exact thing that you keyworded these images as. So you got to make sure that you have some sort of key for your keywords that tells you what all of your tags are so you know how to search for them very easily. Once you do that, you can either search on your computer and it'll pull all of those images up like I showed you earlier, or you can import them all into one Lightroom folder like I demonstrated and then search for them under the text option at the top and then type in the keyword search here. That's going to allow you to hyper organize your portfolio, find the images you want, to submit them, put them on your blog, put them on Facebook, or send them to friends or to publications or whatever you need to send them to. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, comment at the bottom. Tell me what's useful about this. If you have a way of your own that you're searching for images, or you have hyper organized some of your photos for later use, tell us about it below in the comments, or reply to this email and we will respond and maybe use some of your information for a future post. Thank you guys a ton for tuning in.